We back here at the Black Man's Roundtable, doing another little show. We're gonna talk about the Black Panther movie, and I'm personally gonna be pretty critical of the content, but as a movie, as a comic movie, I give it a pretty good rating, B plus, maybe even an A. They did some really good things, but as far as the content they left, I'm still something he said before. The movie was probably too smart for black people.
Yeah.
And I really believe it was, because most people was just going to watch the movie to be pro-black and all that, man. You missed all the points, probably.
For me, the movie was, it was, the general message of the movie was anti-pro-black.
Yep.
But depending on if, you know, who you relate to, it could be very pro-black. But the problem is, you know, the way they set the antagonist up, he was the pro-black one. So then you have this whole situation of where, are you smart enough or just in tune enough to actually be involved in the thought process of his versus the thought process of the Black Panther. My grade would be same as you as far as the movie goes. B plus, A maybe, A, B plus type of situation. It was a real good movie. I like the scenery, of course, the technology. I mean, but it's a Marvel. Marvel always does a great fucking job with it. I like the, you know, I like the representation of black people. I like the concept and notion of the genius that exists within us and what we could have accomplished had we not been interrupted, you know. But also, you know, I'm not a fan of the idea of us holding on to an ideology that can't happen versus working toward an ideology that actually can. Like, even with the whole, you know, I'm Black Panther, wearing my dashiki and shit. I mean, I know niggas who just told me months ago they're not from Africa, they're from Ohio. That now wearing fucking dashikis because Disney told them it's okay to wear fucking dashikis. You know what I mean? So I don't really appreciate that part.
And by the way, dashiki is a Western African culture. It has nothing to do with Wakanda. Yeah. Wakanda's on the east side of Africa.
Yeah, that's supposedly. Yeah,
this is a west. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I thought the movie overall was good. I have a few little critiques in there. Mine's not so much. As far as like the trends and the fads and stuff like that, I'd rather see them dressed in African garb and dashikis than them having their pants around their ankles and all the other terrible ways that we've been looking and stuff. I'd rather that look versus the you know, some of the other stuff we've been doing in the past. But I really liked the cast selection that they picked out.
The cast was great.
I liked it. Well, no, I'm not gonna say liked it. I know somebody gonna be like, you should like it.
Liked it.
I liked the vision that we had. I liked the pretty skin on the black people in the movie. I liked the energy. Some of the things, without me diving into it, because I know we're gonna get there, but I just liked the compassion that the black people had in that movie. Even the enemies had compassion amongst each other in times of war. I love that about the movie, where I watch some of these other movies where it's just purely destroyed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, seek and destroy, exactly.
And you could see the compassion even in battle that they had amongst each other.
Right.
So what grade you give it?
Me, I give it A. I give it A.
I give it a B plus A. I mean, I you know, I kind of struggle with the letter ratings for this. I enjoyed it as well. Thought it was great as a movie. I'm interested to hear when you say you think in general the movie was anti-black, because I want to hear your perspective on that. For me, more it was specific things that I would catch on when it would happen. I'm like, I don't like that shit. Like when he called Killmonger a boy twice. I said, oh, that's your second time, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm saying, so if I'm a kid and I'm not versed in society, I'm not versed in propaganda. I could say an adult too, because a lot of these niggas don't understand.
I have no idea.
But as a child, you relate to the hero. Period.
Right.
Right. So I guess I'll just start with the critiques. as a child, you relate to the fucking hero. Mm-hmm. So, when Killmonger as the villain, I mean, if you really look at it, Killmonger's main vision was, I've lived outside of Wakanda. Mm-hmm. Black people are fucked up out here.
Right.
We need to liberate them from colonization.
Right.
That made him a villain.
Right.
That made him a villain.
Right.
And the whole time I was waiting on him. And so what I mean by is it was anti-black is because you can say I like Killmonger, mm-hmm. right? You can say maybe he was a little too extreme, maybe his plan wasn't right, this, that, and the other, mm-hmm. which was most of the critiques I heard.
Right.
But a kid is gonna be like, okay, his mission is wrong.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's very fucking dangerous to me.
Right.
Because for one, all he really was saying was do unto others as they fucking did unto you. That's
right.
one.
Right.
And we made that wrong.
Right.
I was waiting on them to super villainize him, like have him going through raping motherfuckers, mm-hmm. killing, pillaging, plundering. But he never really did any of that. Mm-hmm. All he wanted to, the worst thing he did was pick the woman up by her neck.
Right.
He shot the sister.
I don't think that was right. I don't think neither one of them things was bad.
And burning the stuff down, right?
Burning the flowers.
Burning the flowers.
Burning the flowers down was wrong. That was a little crooked.
But here's the thing, though. It's like the whole he was just angry and he was just this and he was just that. Mm-hmm. For one, if you know enough about your history,
you should be angry.
You should be angry.
Right.
If black people cared enough about cared enough about black people outside of America, mm-hmm. you wouldn't even need to know your fucking history. Mm-hmm. You could be, it's enough to be motherfucking angry right now. Right? And so the whole concept of his anger being too much or over, the reality is this. If, let's say it was real and everything happened the way that it happened, mm-hmm. his council was not interested in black people.
Nope.
Right? So, because if I come and say we about to liberate black people, fuck it, I got mm-hmm. my plan. Your council is supposed to say, okay, we got the base of your plan. Mm-hmm. Let's sit down and map this shit out so that it really fucking works.
Let me interrupt you there.
Uh-huh.
This is what they did. The one thing I picked up on is they didn't even have the conversation. Mm-hmm. Like, they made him be super aggressive for no reason.
Yeah.
He could have came to his cousin and been like, yo, dude, it's shit going on out here. Mm-hmm. Let me hit you what's going on. Let me hit you with my plan. Yeah. Let's see if we can accomplish. He came in and he was just like, I'm taking the shit. Mm-hmm. And they just made him be super aggressive for no reason because they wanted to villainize him. Because if he sat down and sat down and was like, hey, cuz, let me hit you with this. Mm-hmm. This going on. Let me get some weapons. We can get people go out here. We can liberate our people. But they didn't do that.
Yeah.
They made him want to be angry first.
Yeah. But even though
he got the right to be angry,
absolutely.
That's just the way they wanted him to appear.
I don't think that approach has been realistic, but I see.
But see what I'm saying?
But even with him taking over, if you're gonna respect the throne the way you say you respect it, you see what your king wants to do. You know, there's a lot of symbolism in this movie.
But that's the reason why I have a problem with him grabbing a black woman by the throat. He's the king. Don't question what I say.
All she said was. Yeah. That's not tradition.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with him grabbing about the throat.
Yes and no. It makes sense both ways because I'm the king. You do what I say.
Seize her.
It's just like the military. You can't question.
It should have been a seize her moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Seize her. She's not listening to the king type of shit. But like the symbolism behind it. So what was interesting to me? I'm getting to kind of like the end of the movie, but. So, he's like, there's 2 billion people out there that look like you. Mm-hmm. This is deep to me. And they're like, we're Wakandans. Mm-hmm. You know, basically, we're not Africans, we're Wakandans, right?
Right.
So, flash forward, the Black Panther is like, there's 7 billion of us on this planet and we all brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. So how
At the very end, right.
How the fuck are we not all brothers and sisters when we're talking about black people?
Right.
But we all brothers and sisters when we talking about the world.
I mean, Killmonger, you know what I mean? Killmonger hit him with the thing. He said Africa is the birthplace of all people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, ain't we all brothers and sisters? What you mean? Mm-hmm. He hit him with that.
Yeah, but
I mean everybody.
Yeah, but it's just amazing.
We out here.
Yeah, but it's really just amazing how they chose to not see the brotherhood when it was when the discussion was black.
Right.
Even the Black Panther wasn't trying to see the fucking brotherhood when it was black. Like niggas to me are waiting. Remember in elementary school when you got picked on the team you didn't want to be on, and so you just be bullshitting till the game over because you know you're gonna repick. Yeah. To me, that's what niggas is doing, not realizing that you don't never get to be on no other fucking team.
Right. You're just gonna be black. You on the black team.
And that moment right there was the epitome of. I don't want to be on just the black team. So let me go to the UN and just be on everybody's fucking team.
And I don't even know why. You got all the shit. I don't know what fucking sense.
This was my problem with it. My problem was it's a different viewpoint from you guys'. My thing that I didn't like is they had, what was the name of the precious metal that they had?
Vibranium.
They had vibranium. Okay, and that was their precious metal. Now, to the rest of the world, it was rumored that they may have or maybe not have some, this and the other. Now, this is make-believe world, so Africa exists in their make-believe world. This place is here too. Now, they see what happens in Africa with their resources. And
you see what's happening to the rest of the world.
So my problem with them was, why would you offer the rest of the world towards anyone? You'll take your precious metal.
That's another thing that I say is dangerous, though. Like, you take the idea and concept of...
It just happened already.
Well, pause. Make sure it's still recording. Just look, though. Don't move it. We still on the screen?
Yeah.
All right.
My thing is, if they...
Wait. You gotta wait till you sit down.
My thing is, if this has happened before, in the world that we had gold over there, we had the power to make microchips and everything else, diamonds, and the world comes over there. And they came to try to, they already said colonizer in the movie. So why would you, again, let them know that you had a precious metal?
I mean, the reality is, everything they ran into, everybody that ever helped them, they murdered for the help. Every resource you exposed them to, they murdered and stole, they raped and stole it, they enslaved. So that's not the angle. And if you're so smart as a people, and you ain't keeping up with the times, you got better technology than everybody. All right, so we had a quick little break in technical difficulty, so we're going to pick up basically where we left off. But like I was saying before the camera cut, right? It's not like they don't know the history of the world, right? They know what European dominance looks like. They know what European opportunity, how they take advantage of opportunities, right? I show you how to live off the land. You fucking kill me and
take your land
and rape my women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I show you about some gold and some resources. You fucking kill me and enslave my children. Like, and so it's,
we let you into the schools.
Yeah.
You learn the shit and you go back to Europe and act like you the one made it.
You steal my shit
and burn the libraries down.
Yeah, you know, and so the whole notion of let me just give you my fucking technology and my resources is, to me, it's a ridiculous message that they're sending to people, but we'll take that and take that shit to heart, right? On top of that, there was no, when he went to the UN and he was talking about we're going to share our resources and introduce the world to Wakanda and all that shit, there was still no point where it was like, let's address what's going on with the people that look like me. You know what I mean? We're all brothers now. That I'm talking about white people and everybody else, right? But when Killmonger was on some We All Brothers shit,
he wasn't having it.
2 billion black people don't cut it.
Right.
Gotta be white people.
He said it's not our own.
And then on what world do I just give you anything?
Yeah.
At the point where I have the leverage, and the other countries in the world aren't poor. I want money. I want part of all your resources. Sales.
Exactly.
I want all y'all secret technology.
Diamonds is theirs anyway.
My sister should be able to walk into whatever classified area of technology you got inside of the desert. I want that type of access. I want part of the diamond trade in Africa. I want the colonies out of my country. It's gonna be for you to get my precious resources. My negotiation tactic is going to be so egregious that you might not even
You're going to have to fight anyway.
Right.
And I mean, the reality of the whole, it's time to introduce the world to Wakanda shit and all of that is like, Wakanda can't really get anything from America to begin with because they got their own money. You know what I mean?
Technologically advanced.
It's technologically advanced, and the whole concept that what they're gonna do, pay them for, they're gonna print some money and get these motherfuckers some money so they can buy shit that they don't want.
Right.
You know,
because America ain't got no resources.
Yeah, America ain't got no resources, and the concept is
you got to pay in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
you got these motherfucking Bitcoins though.
That's better than dollars. You know, but it's it was real disinteresting to me, the whole don't dominate, don't free your people, don't come from a place of dominance. I don't know if I said it earlier or not, but power don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Right.
It doesn't. And they're basically giving black people the notion that when you're in power, share it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when we're in power, right, we're gonna fuck you up with it.
Right.
And we're gonna keep expanding our position.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get it,
share.
You share.
Give it away.
You too far ahead of everybody. Go on and help everybody fucking catch up.
Your moral compass is higher.
Yeah, and that was the thing.
Be a better people than us.
Yeah. I'm working on myself.
Right.
God
is working on me.
Murder and pillage.
But I will murder you if you give me a chance to steal your shit. I think one of the things dangerous is the Wakanda Forever thought process. I don't know. Black people got to know there's really no spot like that. There's really no place like that in Africa, really. But for us, we are the only people that don't really have a country.
Mm-hmm.
Africans have their country. Black America is separate. And they made sure they put that line to make you understand that Africans and Black Americans are two different people. And you got to understand what that line was. They said a lot of stuff that talked about black culture, and I don't think people got it. Like the little wig disc.
Yeah, I did like that. I did appreciate that.
Our women wear wigs, but okay.
No, I mean, I appreciated how, because, coming from a place of Africa, right? So say Africa never got colonized, then curly hair, tight hair, standing tall hair would never have been shamed into being something less than attractive.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I like how they kept up with the notion of we never changed our image of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
So now this wig with this straight hair looks ridiculous.
Right.
Because in reality, Africa did have wigs back in the day, but even if you look at them, they were still braided and things like that.
It was usually braids, I thought.
It was generally braided wigs and things like that. So the whole notion of straight, thin, falling hair would not have been something that they, looked for, and it would have been. It would have took something from the movie if all the women was walking around with goddamn perms and wigs and shit.
Yeah, that would have been fucked up.
Yeah, so I did appreciate
they
that.
They kept it 100.
Another thing I appreciated actually was the fact that I don't like it, but it's the truth about black people. We don't know how to disagree and get past our disagreement, right? So you saw basically it was like Civil War all over again from the last Marvel movie. They come to a place where, because you got to think it's really fucked up that this whole battle never left Wakanda.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is really the first superhero movie where the battle don't leave the same motherfuckers that it started with. But that's how we do. We literally. We think when we disagree, instead of using your angle and our angle to benefit us as a people, we're going to fight until we have one mind.
Right.
Right? And that's really dangerous because in order for people to progress, you have to have different points of views.
Right.
And you have to respect them. You have to come to a medium.
Right.
And you have to operate from that medium and, and navigate through. But the whole notion that we got to agree and we have to be on the same exact wavelength in order to move forward. It's something that we haven't learned,
Well, it's not realistic.
Well,
I don't think any other group of people, quote unquote, just agree.
No, exactly. Right. It's not realistic but we expect that.
Right.
That's why we always get stuck.
Right.
Because when
you don't think like I think, fuck you, type of thing.
Yeah, it's like us getting in an argument on a road trip and so we park.
Yeah.
I
got you.
We're not driving no more. Everybody else will be like, just keep fucking arguing, keep fucking driving.
Keep moving forward, though.
And
we're going to keep going this way and figure it out.
Nigga, turn the car off until we get this shit straight. That's how we do. We literally stop all progress until we come to a place where it's like, okay, we agree, and we don't come to that place. So, yeah, so it's really just a big issue between the way we get down, and so I don't like that about us, but I do appreciate the show that about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even when it came down to the husband and the wife, you know what I mean? Y'all didn't chose sides to the point that y'all about to fucking kill each other.
Oh, right.
I didn't like that she was like, I'll kill you for the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can't say.
I mean, it was a reason behind it. She's loyal to the king.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's just how she
he was on the wrong side. I mean, ultimately,
well, in her mind.
Right.
But that's
I'm
the
say
thing.
something about him
But that's
later
the thing, though. Yeah, he thought she was on the wrong side. She thought he was on the wrong side, right?
Right.
But I'm not gonna come to the point where I'm gonna kill my wife for anything.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But period. You know, we on the wrong side, nigga. I'm fighting for my king. You fighting for yours. I'm never gonna put a knife to your fucking throat. It's never gonna goddamn happen.
Right.
You know, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
I'm not gonna ever swing at you. Period.
Right.
You know, we gonna sit the fuck down. We gonna hash this shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, there's other ways to navigate through this shit. Right. You know, and even though people could have been fighting, you know, it ain't never coming to us.
Right.
This shit ain't never.
I won't kill you.
Right. Yeah, I kill them.
I'm gonna fuck them up.
I'll kill the motherfucker next to me.
Right.
It ain't never coming to us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so I just didn't like, you know, I didn't like that aspect of it.
Here's my issue with kind of going back to the Wakanda Forever. That's cool for the movie, like you said, but it's people in real life walking around on that, and this is a fictional place,
right?
And a lot of us could care less, or I should say, cared less about the motherland and the continent and the 50 countries that it's comprised of prior to this, but you care about a fictional one.
Oh yeah, all the way
with real African culture that's sprinkled through it, and it was cool to see the pride. But I was entertained by some of the things I saw.
But Disney had to give niggas black pride. That's the problem.
What's that?
Disney gave niggas black pride.
Gave niggas black pride.
That is so fucked up.
Yeah, it's very fucked up.
And that's
but
very
they tore it down at the same time. Like what's his name? What's Wakambi? The dude Wakabi. At the very here's the problem.
That's the one.
Which one was that?
That's the general's wife. The general's husband.
Okay.
Get Out.
The ones we were just talking about.
Yeah, Get Out, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a point in the movie where he could have turned T'Challa to a different view than where T'Challa was. They were sitting there talking. He said, "Boom, brother, I'm feeling like blah 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 blah," and he was like, "Well, you know, we don't want to bring immigrants in here because it brings their problems." I was like, dude, what you talking about? So that's why I go back for Wakanda Forever. Right? That's why I was saying they was putting a definite line between black Americans, because African immigrants come over here all the time. See that? Yeah. They don't want black coming over to them. You see how they did it?
Yeah.
They're like, you come over here, but fuck you, don't come over here.
Because he was talking about bringing the black people that are suffering
to here. That's what he was saying. He was like, I want to bring them here. He's like, no, we don't want to bring immigrants here with their problems. Yeah. That's us.
So T'Challa said he wanted to bring people?
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah. They were sitting there talking. T'Challa was before any of this stuff happened. Yeah. When he first found out his cousin got killed, he was leaning like what to do. Yeah. And he could have chose to push him in the right direction. And then later on, soon as Killmonger get there, Wasabi changed positions like that. Right. I was like, dude, how did you change positions so fast when you just said no?
Yeah. But you know, that still has a realistic component, because he came with some receipts that they weren't talking about.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
He brought the body of the man.
So no, well, for one, his loyalty came from Claw, but Killmonger came with talking points that they weren't discussing.
Right. Okay, let me interrupt you. Here's the problem, though. Without Wakabi talking to T'Challa to find out how he got Claw, because if I was T'Challa, I'd be like, that's the nigga that stole him from me. And then he brings him to you as a loyalty thing, and you go, I'm on his side. You didn't talk to me. You didn't find out how I lost him. That nigga stole him. Yeah, true. I had him. He stole him. We bring him to you. You switch sides.
But to go along with that, though, I did not appreciate him not killing Claw to fucking begin with.
Yes,
I didn't even appreciate that he made sure he made it a point to say that he wasn't gonna kill him, because he said kill him where he stands or bring him here. I'm gonna bring him here. At the beginning of the movie, when the Africans was moving bodies, you killed them niggas without a goddamn thought. Right. Now you going to get Claw and you ain't gonna kill him. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then they try to use the whole the world is watching. You a motherfucking king. Right. Obama killed niggas.
I was gonna bring that point up. I'm like, why do you care what they
even if you don't want to kill him on TV, put him in the car. He should have never made a faster fucking ride. But it goes to the whole notion of don't kill white people. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And only the villain kills white people.
And look, before y'all,
that's the number.
Before y'all move away.
Wow.
Earlier, one of y'all just said, you know, it's a fictional place and that's and that and the other, and it's a fictional story. It is. But what I do hope comes out of this is I hope that it piques the interest to actually look at some of the stories over there and some of the stories that happen here that are, you know, about some true people. And I hope that it sparks it off. Like this, I mean, people know about it, but like even a real story about Shaka Zulu and some of them real warriors that was over there.
Well, the one that draws closer to me is the dude that was the president of Uganda in the 70s. They got murdered.
I know what you're talking about.
Forrest Whitaker played him in The Last King of Scotland, right?
No, not that one. Not that one.
Patrice Lumumba.
Patrice Lumumba. He got murdered, and Congo, I can't think of the goddamn the shit they used to put in the cell phones, but they still stealing that shit. They stealing that shit, and they murdering people, and they got black slaves now, mining to do that shit right now, so we can have cell phones. And it's the closest thing I can come to is because they got gold, they got everything in Uganda. All that shit is right there. The shit you go in the computers, the cell phone, and they murdered that man because he wasn't gonna let them have it.
Right. Another thing, man, symbolism. The two strongest symbolism moments in that movie to me. I'm gonna point them out. Let me go back first. I modeled for a couple years. I modeled for actually,
Okay.
I modeled probably for about 5-10 years, right? And you know, on the set, you don't do much. You just fucking be waiting. You work maybe 30 minutes. You be there for 10 fucking hours. Right. So I would always talk to the project managers, and they would say how everything in cinematography and video and pictures, everything in the fucking film is supposed to be there.
Right.
Every single thing. Everything has a message. Everything is deeper.
Right.
Like we'll break down the movie and you be like, oh, you reaching, right? No. These niggas told me.
It's there for a reason.
That's why it's there, right? Right. So it was two things. One was when you know, you get buried, you go back to see your ancestors. Right? So T'Challa got buried, he went back to see his father, right? Killmonger got buried, he goes back to see his
father.
His father, basically to the villain's lair, right? Back wall, you got Huey P. Newton. Side wall, you got Public Enemy posters. Right what I'm saying? That's some real strong bullshit ass symbolism. Because you're basically saying that you're attaching these people to the idea of villainy. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're basically telling the world that this and what he believes in, his foundation, where he comes from, the shit that, you know, is on your walls is supposed to be the shit that means the most to you, is villainous. I did like the conversation that his father had with him. You know what I mean?
Basically, that was one of my favorite lines.
Some powerful fucking shit. You got the line written down?
Yeah, he said...
Don't give it to me.
When his brother, he said, I was scared to bring you home. He said, why? He said, because they're going to say you lost. And then Killmonger said, well, maybe your people lost. That was the coldest shit. I was like, fuck yes, maybe they are.
Maybe they can't find you because they lost.
Right. Yeah, that's how I said it, yeah. They can't find you. I was like, that was some cold shit right there.
This shit was deep. Now, niggas going to be like, you reaching. I'm not fucking reaching. You drink the herb, they bury you in the reddish, orange shit. Warm shit, steaming and all that shit. You know, you come out, you the king, you strong and all that shit, right? Normally in a fight movie, you beat my ass, I get fucked up, I heal up, I train, I'm better, I beat your ass.
Right.
All this nigga had to do was get a birth from fucking snow. Birth from motherfucking snow. Oh shit! You get what I'm saying?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Did you pick up on that shit?
No. So I didn't click, but yeah.
You come from ice. So now you back.
Now you're a Neanderthal.
You ain't even got to train, nigga. You come from ice now.
Yeah.
So now you good. You an ice man.
Damn, that was
Bury
good.
that nigga in ice. Because the thing is this, like, if in the beginning of the movie, yeah, exactly.
Well, they were supposed to be up in the mountains.
But here's the thing. In the beginning of the movie,
Right.
when he fought the guy, right? They were clearly from a warm climate. You saw what the fuck they had on, right? They got on shorts, basically, the equivalent to shorts here, right? No socks, no shoes, shirts
just
off,
bare
right?
and just shorts, right?
And so they try to throw mountains in, and the whole time I'm in the movie theater, I'm like, why the fuck are they showing snow? Like, this shit don't even apply. You show where Wakanda's supposed to be on the continent, right? That's clearly South Africa, the top of South Africa, but it's the southern part of Africa. Really central southern Africa, but central southern Africa, because it's still significantly South Africa. And then you got all this fucking snow, but you still got the people dressed warm than the motherfucker. So it don't even apply. And so I'm like, why the fuck is this snow in the motherfucking movie? And then it all came together. You want to make this nigga born from the motherfucking ice. It was a far fucking stretch. It was the farthest reach you ever fucking put out there. Too. But I said, ooh, I was laughing so loud I thought they was gonna kick me out of this shit. I said, these motherfuckers is cold. That was the best propaganda I had seen in fucking years. I said,
I ain't even catch on that, but tell you the truth neither. I ain't even think about it when he was in the snow.
I got in the car with my daughter. You know, I went to sell her Arabelle, 3 years old. I was like, baby, promise me. Because I was laughing. She's like, what you laughing at, Daddy? I said, baby, promise me. Say, Daddy, I will always think. I said, because niggas don't, a lot of them, I said, because people don't think. And I need you to always think. And I said, promise you to say, I will always analyze the information that's given to me. You know, she don't know why she's saying it, but she got to fucking say it. Because that was some cold shit, man. That was some powerful fucking symbolism.
That jumped out to me, but I didn't think about it as deep as you. I just thought it was kind of stupid. I mean,
because it didn't fit. But it was subconscious level. It didn't fit because it was.
You didn't know why, but it was bothering you. Like,
it didn't fit because there was a point behind it. That's how you know it was intentional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't fit.
Right.
You know, if they would have came dressed and all shit, and you know, and their climate was cold, and they always. And then it would have made some sense.
But they tried to make it make sense because that tribe wore the
goddamn
thick
vest.
stuff, yeah,
you know
the thick furry vest. So they tried to make it make sense along.
Only at the end though, when they came out to fight.
Oh, they were bare. They were bare. You're right.
So they tried to make up for how we gonna put this in here. So it wasn't even like they came. It didn't even stick to who they were at the beginning of the movie.
Now that character, the king of that tribe, was M'Baku, I believe.
Yeah,
M'Baku.
Correct.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
You know who he is in the comics, right?
Who's that?
His character name in the comics is Man-Ape.
Okay.
Oh, I know that. Okay.
His character in the comic, he's a hybrid human gorilla.
That's why
basically.
they had that. That mask was nice as fuck too.
Yeah,
it was. And
even Killmonger's mask was nice. I like his too.
Yeah, all that shit was dope. Yeah. But it was very interesting how they was going to play it, because I always thought, you know, if you was in the comics coming up, it wasn't like we didn't really read Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? But the Man-Ape character, I always remember thinking, that's some disrespectful shit.
I just thought it was stupid.
Man-Ape? Fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? And I thought, and me not knowing much about it, I thought Killmonger was supposed to be the quote-unquote Man-Ape, so I learned a little bit more and realized that this brother was supposed to be, and they cleaned it up so he looked fresh, actually, with his furry vest and on all that. But, you know, that was very interesting. So what y'all think about, because Killmonger had the coldest lines in the movie.
Oh, yeah, he
did. So when he told old girl, when in the museum in the beginning, you think your people paid a fair price for this?
Yeah.
I'll take it off your hands. She looked at him like, you mean you want to take it off her hands? Why she coughing? And I was like, oh, yeah.
Your people steal everything they got.
The thing. But that's another reason I say it's dangerous, though. Because it had enough for the people like us to wet our beat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I'm a kid or I'm just a goofy nigga watching it from a hero versus average person does not analyze. They go with whatever the fuck they told.
Right.
Do whatever the fuck you told. I watch people every day do shit that they've been told to do that don't make no fucking sense for them, and they still fucking do it. You know, and so it was enough for people like us to be like, yeah, I like this movie because he on the real shit.
Right.
But the people who are most impressionable, who can cause the most damage, especially the children who will grow up and be seeing this type of shit, are not going to say he's right. They're gonna say he's wrong because he's the villain.
Right.
So Public Enemy is wrong.
Right.
He would be Black Panthers.
Black Panthers
all together is what they try to do. They just group them all together.
I mean? I mean, everything about him is wrong.
Right.
Because he's the villain.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it takes you. Hell, I didn't like Magneto until I grew up and was like, that motherfucker makes sense.
He Malcolm X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he made sense to me before.
It makes complete sense.
And then once he made sense to me, I understand that he was Malcolm X and Professor X.
Right.
But at first, I was just like, we got to beat Magneto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers still feel that way in their 30s and 40s and 50s. Like,
Right.
it don't change. And so there's a danger behind that because you can't expect everybody to grow. You can't expect most people to grow to a place where they can think for themselves because that's not what this is set up to do.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Let me say this. So, so I want to say this because I know it got cut off the last thing. So I want to say, when I was talking to my friends, after I saw it, they urged me to see it. Go see it. I was like, I don't want to go see it. It's going to be some white hero in the movie. Yeah. And Black Panther's supposed to be a king, but he ain't going to really be a king. But they was like, go see it. So, but after I saw it, I said, you know, it just reminded me of, it felt like T'Challa was Obama and Killmonger was Malcolm X. Yeah. That's how it felt to me. It just felt like Obama just killed Malcolm X. And I was like, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, and with the white hero thing, because I think we said it before when it got cut off, I did not like when they brought Old Boy back to Wakanda.
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah. And not only that, but they made it a point to give this man... I mean, first off, they made it a point, the general made it a point to say his job is to fucking infiltrate. Right? Mm-hmm. But who gives a fuck? He's here now, so they were giving this nigga all the fucking game, all the technology. Right. Like, why the fuck would the CIA be kept in the fucking technology room with the technology people? Right. That's what the fuck we gonna put.
Makes no sense.
You know what I mean?
After they had
that
denied,
motherfucker should have been in a cage somewhere.
After they had denied,
we save your life, but you gonna go down there.
He should have been with the niggas in the snow.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, for real.
Right.
And I mean, if you want to save his life, which you shouldn't, fuck it. He put his life on the goddamn line.
He was a casualty.
The score is fucking still way off. So fuck it.
You lose.
Yeah, I mean, shit, we still down.
Right.
So fuck it. If, you know, he threw him out there. You put the ball in his back, leave him be. Yeah. Bam. Okay, you don't want to do that? Put the ball in his back, knock him out, fix him, put that nigga back on the floor where you found him, let him wake up there. Yeah. You can't tell me you got all this technology and you can't knock a motherfucker out for a few hours. Right. You can't tell me that. Right? Let him wake up, wonder why the fuck he can walk, and that just be the fucking end of it. But don't sit up and do the whole... Bring them in, share them shit, be laughing with them and giving them all your fucking ideas and all.
And he was already of the mind because he had said it that vibranium, no, that's just a rumor. Yeah. And Kilgore, whatever. He had said, no, they got it. Yeah. So he really wasn't even sure. Right. Mm-hmm. But by them bringing him in there, they confirmed everything that this dude had said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and I thought that was just a terrible idea. I'm like you on that. But he just would have been a casualty. I wouldn't have fixed him.
Yeah. You just gotta die. Yeah. If I put this ball in your back, if you wake up and you're alright, you alright. But if you're not,
and they gave him that hero moment, like you were saying.
There was no gain in letting him live. Yeah. There was no.
So he became the white savior of the movie, and I wasn't really sure they was gonna do it. I'm like, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it.
They didn't do it real tough, but a little bit.
They did
he was stopping the people from leaving out.
Plus, he had the bold moment of, how much time do I have?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
I'm going to
that was the pivotal point.
Greater than, you know what I mean?
That was the pivotal point. That was the point where you risking your life for the world, basically.
No,
to stop the world from being dominated by black people.
Right, there you go.
That's what
stop the white people from getting killed. That's
what it really was. So
he went hard in that moment.
Exactly.
So exactly. We all gonna die if I don't kill him.
That's real shit. That's real shit.
And he, and the whole time as he's doing his Top Gun thing, I'm like, them was some black folks, and them was some black folks, and them was some black folks. He's blowing out the sky over a crowded city, nonetheless. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I just wasn't feeling that. And the CIA of all organizations,
of all people,
and my stance is so. I don't know how much more we got to talk about, but my thing is this.
I got a couple more questions, but go ahead.
My position on the whole mission of what Wakanda should have done is what basically Killmonger was saying.
Right.
Now, it needed to be critiqued. It needed to be figured out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ironed out,
and you know. But I was saying that to a lady that a friend of mine was training, and she was like, well, you know, I don't think that's right. So you think all white people that are... I said, nah, look. I said, I got white friends. I got white clients. I got white people that I love. I said, but there's a war happening.
Right.
And black people are catching hell.
Right.
I was like, if there's a country strong enough to do something about it, they should.
Right.
And then the whole, you think all this or all that, I said it's back to the Muhammad Ali interview, right?
I was thinking that.
I was like, if it's 1,000 snakes that I got to walk through and I know 50 of them ain't going to bite me, should I walk through them and hope that the 50 protect me? I said, as a matter of fact, if I know 950 of them ain't going to bite me, should I just act like the 50 that's gonna fucking bite me don't exist?
Right.
I said, no, I need to put some high boots on and some hard fucking gloves and deal with them like they fucking snakes. Because you can't afford to hope that the nigga who, how much time I got left, is who you gonna run across.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's the thing. It's still that same message of don't fight for your people because it's some of us that's good. I get that. You know? So when I'm fighting for my people, the ones of y'all that are good will get out the fucking way.
Right.
Are you about to say?
You know what I'm saying? Let's do it like that.
White people that understand the plight ain't gonna get in your way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just the way. That's the way it is.
Exactly.
You hear them talk all the time.
But
they be like, I understand.
But instead,
do what the fuck you gotta do.
Instead, the message of the movie was, don't fight because they got good people. And that's not how this shit is supposed to go.
That's not how war is.
That's not how war is. That's not how any of this shit works. That's not how competition goes. You know? It just don't work like that.
So I got a question.
Well, let me ask y'all based off of that. What do y'all think Wakanda should have done?
I think they should have did what Killmonger was talking about, but as you said, refined it and you know, and made sure that it was a plausible plan that could work and to be successful. But I think they should have did what Killmonger did. I don't think
T'Challa's shit was terrible.
Approach was great.
Yeah,
because and I say that because this vibranium, they make it seem like it's the shit in the comic world, right? And so, you know, it makes up his armor. It makes up, you know, like I just watched Civil War earlier, and the metal arm dude, his arm is vibranium. So this is some strong material, right? So you're gonna get that to this super destructive Armageddon type world where they're trying to make the more and more weapons.
So understand what they did, because if you stayed for the end, Bucky was at the very end.
Yeah.
Just so y'all understand it, dude. Winter Soldier is the one that got the metal arm. He was at the very end. You probably just didn't stay.
No, I did stay, but I don't remember what happened.
He came out the little hut, and it's Winter Soldier. It's Bucky. He get one metal arm. But understand what they did with that. Understand. They give vibranium weapons to white people.
Yeah.
Right.
Winter Soldier, you get the arm. Captain America, you get the shield. For fucking what?
Right.
How you gonna get them motherfucking weapons and you won't get your people weapons?
Right.
So I'm on Killmonger's side. It just would have been refined. Because I wouldn't have flooded the market with the vibranium neither. I would have did more of a technology thing. Like them little beads they got, all that shit, that little bead thing can do. That shit is powerful.
Yeah.
Get at the black people and figure out the technology. I wouldn't give them weapons. That wouldn't fucking happen, because you don't want... Because this weapon get in the wrong hand, then they can kill Black Panther. Yeah. That's bullshit. You don't want that to happen.
Right. I wouldn't have did that. I wouldn't have did none of that shit. What I would have did was, like I said, I would have took my continent over first. We're not even going global until we deal with this at home.
That's part of my people, but I got you.
I'd have kicked the colonizers out. That would have been out my country.
That's all our
war
like
the homeboy in Zimbabwe did.
I would have dealt with them first.
Yeah, I mean,
you're dealing with the world when you do that, though. You have to understand that. You're dealing with China, Russia.
But they got to bring it. I got vibranium.
You can handle that.
You got to come with it.
I would have started at home first before I'd have been over the water.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I would even did it slow, but I would do it.
Yeah.
I would go country by country, and I would kick China out and kick white people out. And then I got all of Africa. You ain't getting none of this shit. You ain't coming over here.
But truthfully, if you did that, then the other countries would fold anyway.
They would.
You know? But, you know, I didn't like the whole buying up the block shit at the end. You know what I mean? This nigga Rick Rawson when he a king. Like, that's That's not for him to do. That's for Rick Ross to do. Like, you have a greater obligation to black people if you want to so-called help black people than to start a fucking school like you just a nigga who made a good album or dropped a good product. You know what I mean? Like, you can liberate. You can liberate. Like, you don't have to do the hood rich shit or the Western world's ideal path of least resistance to how we do shit. You know, come join our capitalist gang.
Okay, so how would you let's say black Americans involved? Let's say, how would you have gotten them involved?
Said, you take Africa, take care of Africa first.
Now go over the pond. Now you gotta go over the pond. What you gonna do?
Is that to black Americans?
Yeah.
From that point,
or people in Europe, black people everywhere, just everybody outside of Africa. What would you do then?
After that, I tell you what I would have did. I would have took an approach like I said, Dr. Mugabe said before. After I got us straight over on this continent, then I would have had an invitation.
Yeah, you bring them to you first.
My people come over.
Yeah,
I dig it.
And I will set up certain benefits, because at this point in time, if we went according to the movie and we did, now I'm not giving none of my bring them away. First off,
I'm not giving none of my shit.
First off, I'm gonna use it like money under my stock. I'm gonna disrupt the American stock market. They're gonna be trying to kill me, but I'm a superhero, so it's gonna be hard. So
they don't even know where I'm at.
My currency is gonna be backed by vibranium. This will be me. So now I have money, and I can actually set benefits up for me to invite my people from other countries. And I just wouldn't invite anybody. There would still be.
So you got the Gaddafi mindset. Yeah. That's Gaddafi like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what he was all about.
Yeah.
That's good. That makes sense. So I got a question, because we didn't touch on it too much. I know he had a problem with it. What do you think about him Killmonger killing his girlfriend?
I didn't like that.
Oh, come on.
I didn't like that. You know what? A couple reasons. For one,
she shot her.
She was a fucking rider. She was a goddamn rider.
And that's why but to me, that's why she said, I'm sorry. Because she knew what had to happen. To me, it was like, she know, I gotta die for the mission to be complete. I get that, but let's get it done.
But my thing is not, but it was the overly aggressive black dude who doesn't value black women. No revolutionary movement was shitting on women ever in black history. I mean, women were a key component of every revolutionary movement in America, right? So for him to have these followers, Public Enemy and Black Panthers, that don't fit. That was a stretch. Two, don't just shoot her fucking intentionally. Shoot at Claw. I could see him going for Claw.
And miss.
And hitting her if he's that driven to fucking hit her. You know what I mean? But don't just kill her. You know?
They made him seem so mission driven.
Yeah, don't just fucking kill her. Like, it's other ways.
Right.
You know? If you got the right butt, shoot her in the shoulder. All she got to do, you know, she was a rider.
I mean, that's why I thought he shot her at. Funny.
This shit should have been planned out. Just drop on a nigga. Just dead weighted. You know how hard it is to keep a motherfucker up and dead weight?
It's so funny. I was trying to figure out. I was like, well, why was she on the side with Claw? Why would you even put her on that side of the plane? I didn't understand that. If you was going to kill him.
What you saying that it doesn't even make sense, because that would have been the plan. She wouldn't have been over there with him.
But
you come over here with me.
But that's another one of them ice moments where the shit just is a stretch.
Right.
It's a fucking reach to sell the idea that you're trying to sell to me about how black men who have a mission are going to be. They're going to shit on you. They're going to step on you.
I guess the part that I did like was she understood that they had a mission, and she was just like, do what you got to do. Yeah. Let's get our goddamn mission done.
I get that.
So I understand that part, but I understand what you're saying too. Yeah. At least try to hit fucking Claw.
Dead weight. Fucking dead weight. Period. Any woman listening, if I gotta kill a nigga behind you, go dead weight. That's all I need.
He cannot hold you up with that one arm.
Behind you, go dead weight. Especially when I got a gun on him. He ain't gonna kill you while I got a gun on him. Just dead weight. That nigga will break. Niggas ain't in shape.
But here's what I think. I think the black pride and the happy feelings and all of that is great for adults as well, but especially for the children, because they are the next generation, they are the future. Yeah. So all of that is great. However, we need to use this momentum to springboard that into.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, right, but this is what we should do. We should use that to springboard into our own media. Like let's continue to make our own quote unquote Black Panthers and medias and things of that nature, as opposed to fucking waiting for Disney to do it, because we're so proud and making so much money.
It would be nice,
but
we're not going.
Right, let's move with that. So I feel like it's this Wakanda forever and cats walking around doing this in real life and shit is very it's complacent if you're not going to build up off it. That's the one thing. And then I also don't like well, one thing I heard Tariq mention, his perception of the end where he bought the building that his uncle was killed in and all that, was that it was almost as if it was a move, because remember, he's Obama. It's almost as if it was a move as if to prevent another Killmonger from rising.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that too. Yeah, I can see that too.
From the ashes, so to speak. Yeah. And then the other thing is that when and we're gonna have comments here, I'm sure, where it's just a movie.
Yeah.
But it's
not just a movie.
There's nothing in the media that's just like, we don't always take shit for face value. Like all of this shit has a purpose, like you said, where that Huey poster and that Public Enemy poster and this and that, these all have a purpose. So this movie has propaganda in it, and it's for a reason. So there's never, it's just a movie. If you want to be mindless and just sit there and enjoy a movie, then you go ahead and do it. But even when I'm watching Civil War, I'm looking at the propaganda in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Every movie I watch.
Every movie I'm looking at that.
I look at all that shit.
Imitate reality. Reality does not create art. Art creates reality now. You know what I'm saying? Art does not mirror reality. Reality mirrors art now. You know, so it's not just TV. It's not just a magazine article. It's not just a song. It's directions.
Right.
And instructions.
Right.
You know what I mean? And ideas that we want you to participate in.
Right.
That's like, it's like every other, that's what Matrix is.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in the Matrix, but the whole thing is telling you what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. And so,
it's a movie, but it's a movie within a movie. You gotta fucking pay attention.
Yeah. So, you know, I really wish, like, you know, I like the energy black people have for a white-made black film. You know,
cool to see still.
I don't like how so many people were talking about, you better not bootleg this. It's not black money. It ain't going to black people. Who gives a fuck if you bootleg?
Let me tell you something.
You know, they got their checks already.
Do you know how much that nigga made?
And so
that nigga made $300,000.
Who?
Chad Boswick.
What?
$300,000.
Wow, are you serious?
So if he was the main character and he made $300,000 and he didn't get no points, the only person that got points in any Marvel movie is Robert Downey Jr.
Man, I hope you're wrong.
I
hope you're fucking wrong.
But
that's the thing. So
it's gonna make $1 billion, and they paid all the actors probably less than $10 million to total.
Yeah. And
so keep that in mind.
So that's the thing, though. It's like, I hope that everybody who bought out a theater has absolutely with that. I might not buy the bitch. I might bootleg it now.
We might bootleg it.
But I hope that every person that bought out a theater has bought some children some books, contributed to hungry black children, and you know what I mean? Like we do. I hate how excited we get about exciting shit, but how uninterested we are in what actually needs to happen for our fucking community.
And what actually,
you know, you want to contribute to a community center, you want the government to give it to you. You know, you want to contribute to starving kids, you won't pay for a tutor or tutor, you know, but you'll rent a movie theater out so niggas can go, so kids can go watch a movie. You know what I mean? We got this whole one quick answer to fix our condition that we just won't let go of.
Right.
Ain't no movie, ain't no one event doing shit for us.
Right.
Period.
Right.
It's gonna take a whole lot of motherfucking work, some buckling down, some brain trust, you know what I mean? Some think camps, and some diligent fucking painful hard work. Some life sacrifices. I mean, it's gonna take every fucking thing.
Right.
And that's not what we want to deal with. So we want Disney and Marvel to fix the black condition.
Right. But what's even worse about the renting a movie theater out and letting the kids see it? If you don't fucking talk to these kids about the propaganda in it, you just fuck them over.
That's what I mean by so
it's a dangerous game you're playing. Yes, it's a good movie to watch.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest.
Stuff, but
if it could have never came out, I would have preferred it never came out. That's my stance.
I thought it was alright.
I mean, I still give it an A.
Yeah, I still give it a B plus A too.
B plus A,
but it never came out
because of the propaganda.
I look at everything from will this help me as a people, or will this hurt me as a people?
Right.
it can help
Just has a possibility of both.
It can help us. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But ultimately, knowing what I know about us, I think it'll hurt us more.
Right.
That's why if it could have not came out,
I honestly
I
think
would rather it not come out.
I think
You know.
I don't think it's gonna have long effects. I think it'll fade.
Well, it's just one more drop. It's like drip marketing. You know, you run an ad every week. It's called drip marketing. The whole idea behind it is supposed to drip thoughts and ideas in your psyche. So this is not the piece that's going to do it, but it's a huge contribution. You know what I mean? It's a big piece it's a big drip. It's a big motherfucking drip. You got regular drips of the fucking icicle, and then when the icicle breaks off of your fucking, it's the icicle breaking. You know what I mean? It's a big goddamn drip. It's not. I don't think it's good for a lot of people, a lot of black people to see this. Personally, I enjoy it,
right?
Because I can handle watching it,
right?
But I don't think everybody black, especially kids, can handle watching it. And I don't think their parents are telling them how to watch it and what to take from it.
And I think the problem is black people don't want you to critique the movie.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. So black people get mad at you critiquing the movie because they say it's a black movie. It's not a black movie. It's black actors made by Disney. Disney's a bunch of white people.
And just understand, you know, there's a lot of people who don't care because, you know, then it's inevitably becomes, you know, you're going to have those people who are going to make the point that, well, Birth of a Nation wasn't supported. We didn't go out and support Birth of a Nation. They make those comparisons, right? Because they did it when Girls Trip came out too, right? And then you have those people who get upset. Like, I had to unfriend some niggas on Facebook because I was looking at their stances and I'm like, these niggas is... I don't know where you coming from with this, bro. Like,
unfriender,
huh? Oh yeah, I'm not about to argue with you about it because at the end of the day, I could.
You ain't have to unfriend them though, man. You can just like.
I ain't got no use for them in real life. You feel me? So hey, man. So because when it really comes down to it, you're either with us or you're not.
But it's also important to see who, what everybody is thinking. You understand? Like I subscribe to white supremacist channels.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I do. I like you should know you should know what the people who are on your side think, the people who should be on your side but aren't on your side think, the people who are on the line.
Right.
You need to know why they're on the line. Right. You need to know why the people who are against you are against you.
And they really got
from
no
an
reason
extreme angle to a light angle. So you don't just get rid of different mindsets. You collect them. And you sort through them, and you figure out how they got there. You figure out why they're there,
right?
And because ultimately, it's all usable,
right?
You know what I mean? So I don't unfriend anybody. I accept like motherfuckers that just do like this is completely useless shit. But anybody offering an opinion, I don't unfriend. I don't give a fuck what their opinion is because it's important to understand.
Give you a lot of insight.
Well, it's just important to understand people. Period. Mindsets. Period. And how that, you know. Insight. You can look and see where they come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can look and see what their friends look like.
Right.
What their families look like.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they have families. Are they, you know, it's a lot of reasons why people are the way they are, but it's a lot of people that are that way. So it's good to have those opposing ideas. It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. How we don't know how to move forward when we don't like motherfuckers' thoughts. We just be like, fuck them. Yeah. We done with them. You know what I mean? But it's important to be able to get along and form an agenda.
Gotcha.
And everybody don't got to be
100% in agreement, right?
Or,
ain't gonna be in
or a part of every agenda.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to be against the agenda, is what it is.
Yeah. If
I don't really understand, but do what you do.
If I got 5 agendas, you may only be along for one of them. But I can still use you for one of them because you may be a coon, but it may look coon enough to you to be a part of it. Not realizing that my black ass is gonna flip it. You know what I mean? So it's that type of deal.
That's deep. I'm gonna take that into effect because I've always been like that. Like I ain't about to argue with you because you are who you are, and I looked at it like that's the core of who you are. I can't use you.
And understand, you don't waste your time with them. You don't put time and energy into them. But you do watch them. You do study them. You know what I mean? And some of them you can be cool with if you've been cool with them and all of that, and you can do business to a degree.
And people change too, though. So it might be one point, motherfucker be like, you know what? I just had a revelation, and you'd be like, "About time, motherfucker! God damn!"
You don't waste time going back and forth with them, but it is important to kind of get the mindset of people.
Sure.
But I'm good. Y'all good?
Yep.
We good.
It was long, but
well, in closing, subscribe.
All right. Thanks for listening. Hope you liked it.